All right, yes, Mikel Oyarzabal as well as Pedro Porro are sent to Spain to their very first World Cup final since 2010 after a 2-0 victory over the Les Bleus of France. And as I welcome you to the midweek edition of Sports Cruise, live from 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos. And of course, in other news sessions that will be beginning in Morocco, and next week Sunday they are due and set to face off against Ghana in an. Remember your dream. And of course, in case you missed it, Nigerian goalkeeper Stanley Wabali over the week has now officially returned back to his former club, talking about Chippa United. For now return to the South African Premier Super League club. His agent is now giving reasons to which he's gone back to his club. And later tonight is going to be the big one, talking about have a chance to become invincible, just as they will be taking on the defending champions of the FIFA World Cup. Morgan Rogers could be starting the game much later tonight. So we'd also get to talk about everything that you need. Arsenal's midfielder as well, talking about Declan Rice has now passed his fitness test and is all but set to play a part, as well as in fact start that gameplay very quickly as well. And just Flying Eagles have now been drawn against Ghana, Burkina Faso as well as Togo in Group B of the 2026 WAFU Beyond 20 Championship, which is the qualifying tournament. Have now placed host and defending champions Cote d'Ivoire in Group A alongside Niger and Benin Republic. Ghana's Black Satellites renewing one of Africa's fiercest youth football rivalries. All right, guys, let's get straight into business. Welcome again to Sports Cruise Live from 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos. Just like we mentioned as well yesterday, we had, 2 goals from Mikel Oyarzabal as well as Pedro Porro. That back in 2010, Spain were not we're not the best side in the competition per se, but then they kept on winning, kept on chipping at it, and then of course their run took them to the final, where eventually they defeated Netherlands. And a lot of people definitely talk about the fact that Spoiler's draw against Cape Verde will come to mind, but do not get it twisted. Spain are finalists of the 2026 World Cup, and they'll be waiting for the winners of the clash between England as well as Argentina. Again, welcome to the show, as well as the preview of the second semi-final clash. I was also reading a couple of hours ago about how Lionel Messi has been able to free himself, and how Lionel Scaloni, that's the manager who took charge of the Argentina job back in 2018, and has been able to ensure Lionel Messi plays to the best, deciding to mark Messi with a Declan Rice. All of this and more will be the entire package on the show this evening. My name is Adetoma Banjo, also known as Agbatomi, and together with Okpemi. It's been a massive day so far. Yesterday we saw that crazy game, Spain up against France. We had a lot of predictions. It was to be correct. We're gonna, maybe you could be in a good mood to celebrate, but unfortunately we had France getting better of Spain rather getting better of France, and at the point it felt like actually was that game lost as well for France. Welcome again to the shop, Amy.
Well, a very good evening to everyone. I've been a while. I've been on this other side of the mic. I think about yesterday's game. First off, I'm glad that many people didn't get the prediction because I didn't even have money to do the giveaway. But that's just in a lighter mode. But I think more than anything else, I think Spain has just shown that they will always find a way to grow into tournaments. The last time they won the tournament in South Africa 2010, they lost their first game to Switzerland, they go to nothing. And then they gradually just found their way into the competition, and then they ended up winning the competition with a goal. Coming into the World Cup since 2010, they've gotten in the quarterfinals twice of the World Cup. They've got knocked out at the semi-final once as well, and now they've gotten again to the final. And you look at the balance of the squad, they've only considered 1 goal the entire tournament, 6 clean sheets now for Unai Simon, to the point that he's been able to keep arguably one of the best goalkeepers in Europe in the last season, David Raya, and the second choice goalkeeper, Joan Garcia, the first choice goalkeeper for Barcelona, both of who delivered the titles for their respective club side. The Premier League title for Spain, for Barcelona, 52 goals in the league, 7 goals in the Champions League 11 goals in the Champions League and 7 in other cup competitions. But somehow, De La Fonte, the manager, decided to stick with Unai Simon. I made it over and over in World Cup so far. I mean, they've had 8 goals for Kylian Mbappe, 5 goals for Ousmane Dembele, Bakola with 2 goals. A couple of other players are already chipping a couple of goals as well. So there's a lot of goals in them. But you know, I've always said it that yesterday's game will be decided by a moment of loss of concentration, like we said at that top level. I played for Everton, just won the Europa League with Aston Villa, qualified them for back-to-back Champions League. I would expect him to be absolutely aware, especially against a player as slicky, as smart, as know that Lamine Yamal will punish you. And he did it yesterday. And I mean, that move, the body movement, Lamine Yamal, they would always say that form is temporary, class is permanent. And that's what Rodri showed yesterday. For me, he's been the best midfielder in this World Cup so far. And he didn't need to man-mark Michael Olise. He just had to make him know that, listen, you're not going to breathe on this game. And he did it. He was even lucky. Olise was lucky not to have. It is very easy. I would always say the best form of defense is attack. And that was what Spain did yesterday. From the blast of the whistle,
they were pressing monsters.
They kept hunting France. At some point, of the whistle, they were moving on. They were not allowing France to pull up their conventional ways of settling into games. And then the moment the first goal came in via the penalty, you can almost put your money on the fact that it was done and dusted. And yet again, William Saliba had proven, Saliba is the kind of player that you don't know what they are doing until they are not on the pitch.
They're not present. Yeah.
And that's what happened yesterday. He's been nursing that back injury. Remember, their final game of the group stage, he was rested because of that back injury for club and country. And for such a young player with so much experience he's gotten, I was on loan in the French Ligue 1. He won the young player of the season, made the team of the season, came back to the Premier League and had already cemented his place with a solid partnership with a Brazilian defender, Gabriel. And then we've seen how crazy Saliba can be, and the moment he was out yesterday, Upamecano was
out of sorts.
he turned amateur.
Upamecano is usually out of sorts.
He's not exposing them, always being the extra man, even sometimes balancing up with the midfielders, protecting the back four into this game. Player for player, yes. Maybe in terms of the attack, as France may look like they've got more quality. Arguably the best striker and the best player in the world rather than Kylian Mbappe. The current Ballon d'Or, holder Ousmane Dembele. I mean, Dᴇᴜ and Bradley Bakola, both of them won the league and the Champions League with PSG. And you just have
his selection, I guess.
I'm not sure if anything would have been different if Kone had started that match.
But Tchouaméni started the game.
I think Tchouaméni was the crack, not exactly the
weak link.
Not exactly the weak link. I think it was more like the crack because the midfield did not hold the midfield, allow all the attacking minded players to build up the attack. Then they are heavy up front, like Johnny Bravo. If you watch the cartoon character, then you are looking at as a defender, you don't know whether you are marking Ousmane Dembele and I want to go and hide it. So you don't know who you are going to be attacking. You don't know where the goals will come from. Ousmane Dembele will score, Kylian Mbappe will score again, Mbappe will score, Bakola will score. So I think what Spain did yesterday was that we'd have to neutralize your transition. And the moment they got France struggling with transition they started causing them pain. So they took the S in front of the Spain and then they converted it to pain. And it was going to be difficult. Let me not lie to you. There were a lot of people that felt disappointed in that game yesterday. Even if you were going to lose, give us a good game.
A good game.
See, there's nothing anybody wants to say. France have been the best team in this World Cup so far. In terms of their transition, their conversion, their goal chances. I mean, Michael Olise, he already has 5 assists in this World Cup already.
Yes.
5 goals for Ousmane Dembele, 8 goals for Kylian Mbappe. They look like a team that can trash anybody. In fact, people had already said that if they made it to the final, that it could be the rematch of the 2022 World Cup between them and Argentina. And then out of nowhere, Spain just said, hold up. You could still play 3 more World Cups. If at the age of 17, you're already second in the Ballon d'Or ranking. At the age of 17 or 18, you've already won the Spanish La Liga. Let me bust your head. Lamine Yamal have never lost a single game
for Spain. Yes, I agree.
And has been playing for Spain for almost. That is how consistent these guys have been at that young age. So we saw it yesterday, and let me not lie to you. I'm sure even Kylian Mbappe said that they did not play the game they wanted to play
yesterday. Yes.
Spain just came in because the blast of the whistle.
I think the two because the very moment you see one of the French players come on, the very moment you see them, you just all of a sudden see the Spanish midfielders just changing, and then the way they were so dynamic in the way they press and all of that. But let's just also talk very obviously who's going to be in charge for the third place final. That will be in a couple of days. But what next for France? Obviously, we know that there's going to be Zinedine Zidane coming in. Is there going to be a massive reshuffle of their players?
No. There's not only it in 2018. They made it to the final in 2022, and they've got knocked out in the semi-final in 2026. I'm not sure there's any reason to panic. Yeah, maybe a couple of players. I don't know. Maybe the Hernandez brothers have had their time in the team. Maybe they can leave. But you're looking at Bacola. You're looking at
D̀ésiré.
These guys are young players, 22, 24. You're looking at Kylian Mbappé, 27. Ousmane Dembélé is still within that age range.
Yeah.
And then you're looking at the defense. How old is Saliba? How old is Upamecano? How old is Jules Koundé? So I'm not sure there's any reason for Spain for France to panic. Yes, there could be a couple of changes here and there, but I mean these guys they're young players. Even if they let these ones go, the set of players that will come are even younger players. The players that can play under 20, under 21. So they've got quality in them. I understand there's nothing that will change. They've got arguably this set of best of players. There are days you have bad days in the office.
Yeah.
I mean, this same French team, they played Morocco as if Morocco want to die.
They played like children.
And Morocco were one of the best teams coming into the round of 16
from the group stages.
So there are days you have bad days at the office. And I think that was what France had yesterday. And unfortunately, at the knockout stage of the competition, you cannot forgive. Once you are done, once you snooze, you lose. And that's exactly what France did yesterday.
All right, guys, just like you've heard Rᴏᴏᴜ say, especially in the knockout stages, once you snooze, you lose. And of course, you are out, and of course that means that France will have to look forward to the third place clash, either against
we can still see the rematch of the final.
Well, that will be in the third place final. And the other clash that would be kicking off later tonight at 8 p.m. England up against Argentina. Could England again reach their first?
Though you may find from time to time
the sound of Lagos.
OneXBet, where sports come alive. Visit the site or app and join the game on promo. Get your percent. More bets mean more tickets and rewards. Enter the promo code Nigeria on and boost your game to the max. OneXBet, game on, together in the game. Bet responsibly. 18 plus.
What?
My love, wetin happen?
Before I marry you, the TV where you promise, the fridge nko, where it is? Washing machine nko, will I be using my hands to wash clothes in 2026?
Cancel this wedding. Relax, everybody. Who said I must buy everything?
So all those things don't already dey house?
Abba, since last month.
Pastor, continue the wedding.
walk on down, join together.
Why stress yourself? Get phones, TVs, solar appliances, furniture, and more on CDCare. Pay small, zero interest, normal market price. Download CDCare today.
For more inquiries, visit 82 Ijesha Road, Surulere, Lagos, Nigeria. Please call 0707 454 2997.
CDCare, pay small, live big. Lagos and move, Lagos and shine. From vision to legacy, legacy to continuity. City rising high. Every day we touch the sky. From the streets to shining light. Lagos strong, we day alright. Things have changed, we've seen the proof. Better days are breaking through. Hand in hand, we stand as one. Legacy to continuity. Lagos keep moving on, we build our destiny. Oh, yeah.
Every game, we remember how it was. Now we thank the change because future brighter than before. Lagos rising evermore.
From mission to legacy. Move, Lagos and shine. From mission to legacy, legacy to continuity. Lagos keep moving on, we build our destiny. Oh, yeah.
Guy, my head oh. Oga landlord, why you dey salt oh? Oga landlord, no be your village people. Na malaria, you need Luta. Luta na better medicine wey dey knack down malaria. Oya see am, take am. COVID, marketed by Pharmatex Nigeria Limited. If symptoms persist after 3 days, see your doctor.
Everybody saying thanks, Luta. Malaria's in big trouble.
OneXBet, where sports come alive. Join the game and promo on the site or app. Win an iPhone 16 and cash prizes up to 750,000 naira. Enter promo code Nigeria on and boost your game. OneXBet, game on, together in the game. Bet responsibly. 18 plus. T's and C's apply.
New Biz Crunchy, pick it, eat it, have it, share it. Ooh. New Biz got there for you. Creamy crunchy, pick it, eat it, have it, share it.
As a beginning, from the day it took the oath of office, the work began. And 7 years later, the evidence is everywhere you look. From the Shangotedo housing scheme to the Igbobo housing development, new communities are rising across the state. From the new Mercy Children's Hospital to the Ojoje movie, from the Tolu School Complex to Lasutech and Lasud, tomorrow's leaders are being prepared today. This is more than the story of the projects completed. It is the story of a fulfilled vision.
From vision to legacy.
A lasting legacy.
Legacy to continuity.
Ladies and gentlemen, the bride and groom are about to cut the cake.
It's about to go down.
Will I be using my hands to wash clothes in 2026?
Cancel this wedding. Relax, everybody. Who said I must buy everything once? I use Cdcare. Cdcare? Yes, so I dey pay small. Fridge, washing machine, even solar system. Now Cdcare.
So all those things don't already dey house?
Abba, since last month.
Pastor, continue the wedding.
Interest, normal market price. Download Cdcare today.
For more inquiries, visit 82 Ijesha Road, Sᴜrùlérè, Lagos, Nigeria. Please call 0707 454 2997.
Cdcare, pay small, live big.
You're listening to Mainland 98.
Oh, yes! He's done it! That's astonishing. It's absolutely world class.
This is not your regular sports show. This to Champions League drama, from Niger football madness to global sport cruise. We bring the vibes, the analysis, and pure football fire.
On your marks, get set. Iguodala to Curry, back to Iguodala.
Meet swagger, no boring breakdowns, just pure energy, passion, and premium banter with your favorite crew on deck every week. Sport Cruise, where sports meets fun.
Hush not, child, and don't cry. Your folks might understand.
Welcome back to the show. This is Sports Cruise live from 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos. Thank you for standing by. Don't forget you can join the conversation, of course, by listening to us via your normal radio guide. Just go on your Google Play Store or your Apple Store as well to download Radio Garden. And when you've done that, you can now search for 98.3 FM where you can get to listen to us from anywhere in the world. Let's drive in very quickly into other sports before we now move over and then talk about the semi-final of the FIFA World Cup between England as well as Argentina. What I know in the women's what's it called now, 100 meters hurdles event this season, the former world champion amassed 28 points from 5 Diamond League meetings and September 5 in Brussels, Belgium. Amusson currently sits second in Diamond League standings behind American Marcel Russell, who leads with 32 points. They both head into the final with races remaining in London, Lausanne. That the 10-time African champions are billed to defend their title at the Women's Africa Cup of Nations. That's going to be the 14th edition. The Super Falcons have won 10 out of the last 13 editions, and they opened their camp in Casablanca, and that's Morocco's commercial city, on Monday, just as a step up preparation for their opening Group C match against Malawi in Rabat on Tuesday, the 28th of July. And as at lunchtime, midfielder Tᴏɪᴛᴛᴇʀ who also recently joined Inter Milan women from Everton women expected to have arrived much later today, with head coach Joseph Madugo in charge. The tournament favourite held their first training session yesterday right there at the Stade Labizaouli in Casablanca, Morocco. Let's also leave that very, very quickly and then talk about European midfielder signing from the Red Devils of Belgium to the Red Devils of Manchester United. He's going to be playing for the Red Devils no matter the jersey he's going to be putting on. Of course, they completed the signing yesterday from Aston Villa on a 5-year deal. They met the release clause of around £35 million for the 29-year-old midfielder who had just recently helped Belgium reach the World Cup quarterfinal. He has spent the last 3 seasons with Aston Villa, having initially moved to the Premier 18 shirts vacated by fellow midfielder Casemiro, who left Old Trafford when his contract expired at the end of the season. He made his senior debut for Anderlecht, aged 16 years and 68 games for club and country, scoring 79 from 578 club appearances. So, Yuri Tillemans, Aston Villa to Manchester United. Of course, they've what's it called now? Decided to pay the release clause of £35 million. Goodbye or absolutely bad buy, considering the fact that it's 29.
Fantastic buy. I think Michael Carrick had made the very. Gate is out for a while. He picked up an injury during the World Cup and is going to be out for a couple of months. And because Manchester United will be competing at all fronts now. I'm sure they want to have a better campaign in the Premier League. They want to push one in again, apart from relegated Leicester City and others. So I think they understand that they've got to find a way to bring in top quality players in their midfield. They've gone to Chelsea to bring in Andre Santos, £48 million with £2 million in add-ons. And of course, you can't deny the quality of Talisman. It's solid. The captain that he's got that quality. Also, a top player for Unai Emery at Aston Villa as well. I qualified for back-to-back Champions League now. Won the Europa League last season as well. I think they defeated Freiburg or thereabout in the final. So I think it's a massive signing. A quality Premier League experience. I remember he joined Aston Villa from Leicester City. And so he's got almost 6 or 7 years Premier League experience. So there's nothing like he needs to settle in. For Andre Santos as well, he's got quality in 43 games in all competition for Chelsea last season. It was initially on loan at Nottingham Forest before he went on Strasbourg on loan again. So I mean, these are solid buys for Manchester United. The entire season, 38 in the Premier League, 1 in the FA Cup and in the Carabao Cup, and that's been the fewest number of games they played since after the Second World War. So I'm sure that with Carrick now fully in charge, they know that they'll compete for the Champions League, they compete for the Premier League, they compete for the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup. So they need they're ready to sign him since they already brought in Antonio Gordon for £70 million from Newcastle. So that's a direct replacement. So I think Rashford will get back, get a fresh start, a clean slate under a new manager after the entire drama and all of that. So I think for Iṛsᴛ and Andre Silva, we don't know what they are bringing up next. They've also sent what's his name now? Onana back on loan again. 2 years loan this time around to the same club. You know when the club loans you, I think for now, apart from Tottenham Hotspur that have brought in Sandro Tonali, and they also brought in Hernandez from relegated West Ham. I think Manchester United are also showing it after a disastrous finish in the season before the last, where they finished just a few points ahead of Tottenham Hotspur 15th. I mean, they got through, they let go of their manager, and then they were able to push for a Champions League finish.
And they did that. And
I have my fear. But again, I want to always give Michael Carrick a benefit of the doubt, because I feel like, persecuting a game of a 40-game season, I may not exactly tell you the quality of how good a manager can be. But now when you have to play on Sunday, travel on Monday, play on Wednesday, the Champions League, come back for early kickoff on Saturday. In the Premier League, you are traveling again to play FA Cup. And then you know that. So Jim Ratcliffe, I told him that he has, good money. If you want to sell players,
Just sign.
Just let us know. No, they will have to sell.
They have to sell.
Definitely.
They will sell.
Sell a couple of more players, and they have a feeling that they let go of some of their, stars, average players, just players, just to light up the wage bill.
Yeah, I think Karl Darlow has also joined Manchester United, the goalkeeper.
Yes, he's going to probably be the third choice or second choice goalkeeper now for Manchester United. And for me, I think Carrick is shown his intentions in the transfer window. He wants to have his, get quality up front. Yes, they finished well.
Yeah.
They got a couple of players also that rested well. They didn't go to the World Cup
at all.
Matheus Cunha had a very beautiful World Cup.
Unfortunately, he got knocked out.
Brazil didn't go as far. They would have. I think he got 4 goals at the World Cup.
Yes,
if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, he did.
So that's some solid way to announce yourself at the top level. So Cameroon didn't qualify for the World Cup. So what's his name now?
Who's that?
The other striker.
I'll try. That's Brian Mbeumo.
Mbeumo obviously is rested well.
Yes.
This preseason returns on Thursday. Which
yes,
game on Saturday.
Yes.
So I think in all of that, Carrick has just shown that he's been given a chance. He's been trusted 3 years deal, and the goal is very clear. There's going to be a milestone anniversary of the club.
Yeah.
And they want to deliver a Premier League title ahead of 2020. So I don't know if he's going to be under immense pressure to win a title this season. But I'm sure that if they're able to get enough quality, even if it's the
from Okwemi is tipping Manchester United to still buy more players. Let's go on a quick break right now, and when we come back, we'll now drive straight into the FIFA World Cup segment on the show.
Hello, my name is Godwin Enoch and I'm a broadcast journalist. Yes, my friend will tell me that I am a sport administrator by accident. Listen every day of the weekday to Sports Cruise on Mainland FM. God bless you.
Sport Cruise, 6 p.m. weekday. Like a waving flag.
Lionel Messi, Fernandez, Martinez, Messi! An embrace of disbelief, Messi at millimeters. Lionel Messi perhaps has just scored the winning goal in this World Cup final. Nobody knows. Argentina 3, France 3.
I am the starlet, I am the wonder, I'm the legend, I am the magic, I am the story, I'm the thriller. It is not over until the whistle says it's over. It is a feeling, knowing victory is in the way. I am one language, I am one color, I'm one culture. I'm a story among the legends of football. 'Cause you came, you saw.
All right, guys, welcome back to the show. This is still Sports Cruise on 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos. Later tonight, we'll be seeing the second semi-final between England as well as Argentina. Well, over 40 years have passed ever since that now infamous hand of God goal was given to Argentina. Was that game back at the FIFA World Cup in 1986. It was a quarterfinal, and then of course there was that moment of even just as England last won their only FIFA World Cup trophy on home soil. That happened back in the year 1966. But of course, this game is evenly poised just as England are hunting and then gunning for revenge. Over 40 years ago. I'm very, very sure that a couple of even the current players right now were not even born by then, and they will probably right now. Thomas Tuchel, the manager of what's it called now, England national team, has now said that Declan Rice has now been past fit to start for England in that Argentina World Cup semi-final clash. We are also still okay. The confirmed lineups is out, and would also try much as possible to fake that. Starting in goal for England, of course, is Jordan Pickford in what is a 4-2-3 formation for the Three Lions of England. At right back, they have the returning Reece James, the Chelsea captain, back as well. We also have a defensive partnership of John Stones as well as Maguire, and then And then at left back, we had Jet Spence. And in the double midfield pivot, we have Declan Rice starting as well as Elliot Anderson. And then we have Morgan Rogers starting as well in this game in the absence of Bukayo Saka. Playing in number 10, who is also set to, rub feathers with the likes of Coutinho Romero as well as Lautaro Martinez. For Argentina, they are also playing a 4-4-2-like formation. Starting the goal is Emiliano Martinez. At left back, they have Nicolas Tagliafico, they have Lautaro Martinez and Coutinho Romero as a centre-back partnership, and then Molina, who scored the winning penalty in the 2022 final against France. In midfield, we have a midfield four of Enzo Fernandez, Alexis McAllister, Leandro Paredes, as well as Giovanni Simeone, and up front, we also have Julian Alvarez, as well as talking about Lionel Messi. Let's just quickly preview this game. It's going to be a very, very big one. This is the first time that Lionel Messi will be facing England men's national team in any competitive game, and it promises to be interesting. Obviously, there's history that precedes this particular fixture. Over 40 years ago, back in the quarterfinals of the World Cup in 1986, there was that we had England also winning their first and only World Cup trophy today. What exactly are we expecting in this fixture, Kwame?
Well, I think yesterday's game, I think we need to go on a break. We need to check something up.
We need to do that. We need to do that.
You need something this brave. What broke you once made you strong. Die, die, equal, darling, let's go. Die, die, equal, darling, let's go.
Cruise 98.3 FM at the sound of Lagos. You just have to go that quick break to solve a little technical issue in this studio. Yes, we were talking about the what's it called now, the game, the semi-final between Cup Trophy on home soil, and over 40 years ago that was at the FIFA World Cup quarterfinal back in 1986. There was that infamous and popular hand of God goal that was scored by Diego Armando Maradona. This is also the very, very first time that Lionel Messi will be playing against the English men, the England men national teams. 11 thems with Kylian Mbappe. Could he be, adding one or a couple of more goals to this 8 goals? What's it called? Haul so far, only time. Well, Kwame, in terms of this game, it is evenly poised for both teams. Both teams know that they only need to get a win in order to meet Spain in the final that will be taking place in the United States on Sunday. What exactly are we expecting, and how important is this clash for both the Albiceleste of Argentina as well as the Three Lions of England?
A big game, no doubt about that. Arguably one of the biggest games of the World Cup so far because of the hype that are about to come from a goal down to pull the game off against Norway. It took the beauty and the classic contribution of arguably one of the best midfielders in this World Cup. So the brace, in both games for to push the Three Lions up to where they are. Like you said, 1966 was the last time they won the World Cup. 60 years ago.
And guess what happened in that year? England defeated Argentina in the quarterfinal, one goal to nil.
Finals of the European Championship. They lost on both occasions. A sandwiched in between the semi-final loss to Belgium the last time out in Qatar. So I think they would probably want to fancy their chance. I think that we've got enough quality to go in this one. They've got one of the best goalkeepers in Pickford, solid in between the sticks. They've got an Hurricane that he knows how to get the job done. 81 goals for club and country in the entire calendar year, and he shows that he's a man that is predatorial skills is so sharp. He knows how to Saka, in that right wing, and there's also. It's going to be solid. I think a lot of people are underrated Elliot Anderson.
So far.
And I have to give him his flyers.
Yeah.
For a player that in 2023, that was when he completed his switch from Scotland. In fact, when this World Cup qualifier started, he was supposed to play for Scotland. He just said he was going to switch his nationality, and then
there you have
confirmed him to play for England.
And
he's here starting every single game for the Three Lions. And he has also pulled up the most expensive British transfer
to Manchester
in the Premier
City.
League history. Over £100 million for a player that was just, unsung at Nottingham Forest, and that's a massive step. And he's proving at this level that he can get the job done, and he's doing it. Hey, but let's talk about Argentina. Boy, oh boy. I can spend the entire day waxing about the quality of the defending champions. And we know very well that a different generation of that side have produced top-notch quality from Diego Armando Maradona, the little man that he call him, to another little man that defined gravity, defined law of nature, and defined age, defined style, defined class, defined everything you can imagine from Lionel Messi. 8 goals already scored at this World Cup. And for a player that scored 5 goals in first 2 games of this World Cup, he literally pulled Argentina up onto the round of 16. Then they played the Pharaohs of Egypt from 2 goals down. 79 minutes, he gave an assist to Pedro Porro, and by this 83rd minute, he scored the equalizer, and he also worked out the corner kicks that gave them. He knew the World Cup was coming to America. That's why I moved to the MLS. MLS has been home. Boy, I have a picture on my phone, and I think that was the game between Egypt and Argentina. Chelsea was going. Lionel Messi was going to the corner flag to play a corner kick, and there was a drone picture of what the entire stadium, and it's proven over and over again that there's probably no basis for comparison between himself and Cristiano Ronaldo.
I agree with you.
There's a World Cup, and there's a Copa America.
Two Copa Americas.
2 Copa American titles. You remember, they also lost the 2016 World Cup final, sandwiched in between losing 2 Copa Americas. Both of them to an Alexis Sanchez inspired Chile team.
Yeah.
But they've come back stronger. He's retired from the national team. He's come back, and they've got. I said it at the time between Cristiano Ronaldo, the Argentine team, the team are playing for Lionel Messi.
They are playing so that Lionel Messi can win a second World Cup.
Lionel Messi does everything, and there's so much protection for him. Rodrigo De Paul, Martial,
it's more or less like a cult.
Take all the dirty job. Messi moves, everybody moves. Messi stop, everybody stop. His level of awareness on and off the ball, the way he shadows, the way he looks at where the ball is coming
and
from.
And he's working 47% of the time.
So effortlessly. And see, let's bring it to what people would understand.
Yeah.
Messi is Wizkid. Davido is Ronaldo. What Messi would do.
Really
So you look at that ease, you look at that balance, you look at that how sophisticated Messi makes the team look. And now they know that if they defeat England, they play against Spain. And that could be unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean,
baby Messi up against Messi.
I really wished. See, I'm sure. I mean, if you understood the growth of Lamine Yamal, how exceptional he's been for Spain, and now the fact that during his baby dedication, Lionel Messi was one that carried him, and he was doing some charity
doing an
job
advert,
there, doing an advert, and that was it. So imagine both of them facing each other at the final of the World Cup.
A full circle moment.
It's a complete circle. That's the word. But again, if Lamine Yamal should win the World Cup before Cristiano Ronaldo, I'm sure that's why a lot of Cristiano Ronaldo fans want Argentina to lose to England. They prefer Hurricane or Bukayo Saka to win the World Cup. That broke everybody's prediction.
Yes, it did.
Nobody thought that Spain was going to, push
outclass
France
Spain
into submission.
Like
it was like a knockout in.
I agree.
In how do I put it now? When you have a cross from MMA, from kickboxing to MMA, it's like an absolute submission and come back no matter how difficult the games are. They weren't in their best against Norway, but they got the job done.
Even coming from behind.
2 quality goals for Jude Bellingham and he could then. For Julian Alvarez, he scored only 1 goal in this World Cup so far. And that's the only World Cup goal he scored for Argentina. Yeah. But that goal was top quality finish.
Okay, if you were Thomas Tuchel, what would you be doing to
fit? But they need him in that game. See, you can't mark Messi. So let me tell you what's going to happen. They call it collateral damage. Just try to make sure that Messi is not flying around. He's not swimming when he has the ball.
How can you prevent him from swimming when you don't have someone watching over him?
That's what I'm saying. That you cannot watch over him. Just allow him do what he wants to do. Messi's movements cannot be predicted. You don't know, maybe it could be Messi in the first 15 minutes, the damage could be done. It could be Messi in the last 15 minutes like they did to Egypt.
Exactly.
So even against Cape Verde. And we've seen Argentina struggle in this World Cup. The last 3 matches, 2 of them had gone into extra time.
Even against Switzerland, Switzerland were the better side in that game, in the second half.
They know how to dig it out. The Pharaohs of Egypt led 2-0 into the 79th minute. Before 9 minutes of extra time. They've turned it around to make it 3 goals to 2.
3-2, yes,
against
exactly.
Cape Verde. They also struggled against Cape Verde, but they forced the Cape Verdeans into an own goal. So
and that was just
if
it.
you don't allow me score, you will
score
yourself.
score own goal,
and
definitely.
That's what happened. So
exactly.
that is have a defense that can easily be breached.
I agree with you.
They've kept only 2 clean sheets
so far this season.
So far.
Yes.
They've considered 6 goals already.
So it is possible that they concede goals.
So see, they concede goals.
Definitely.
If England get their chances today, they will concede.
So
and 2 of their defenders are also on yellow card. If they get another yellow today, they'll miss the final.
Very, very quickly before we leave, because we don't have time anymore. What is your prediction for this game?
I'm not going to predict, but if I'm ever going to predict, I want to see. Let me know, like, to have 2 teams that have 2 Arsenal players in them.
Oh my God!
There's already David Raya, there's already Zubimendi, there's already Merino for Spain.
Here we go.
So if Argentina goes to the final, there's no Arsenal player in Argentina. If Argentina wins, that means the World Cup will not come to the Emirates
There's
Stadium.
a London-based player in Argentina.
Matter.
That's Enzo Fernandez.
Imagine a Tottenham Hotspur player winning the World Cup before an Arsenal player. see, this beef is real.
All right, guys.
So I want to have England where there are 4 Arsenal players.
Unfortunately, we couldn't get to pick your calls, but by tomorrow we'll do that definitely. Have a wonderful, wonderful time, and then maybe.